Welcome to the Haverhill Journal Live, where we're bringing you the best of our city live for the month of March. I'm Lindsay Paris here at HC Media's Studio 101 at Harbor Place, along with my co-host, Dave Schultz. Tonight, we've got an incredible Irish step dancing performance for you by the students from the Bracken School of Irish Dance and the winner of the Food Network's latest baking challenge, Winner Cake All. Master bakers Erin and Christine Barton of Cakes Up by Erin are showing us some of their latest creations. Also, from Stepping Out with the Valley Stars, one of the Merrimack Valley's most entertaining fundraisers, we have 2018 champion Travis Brown and organizer Margot Regan to tell us about this year's competition. But first, let's take a look at some of what's going on in Haverhill this month. Mayor Fiorentini presented his 2019 State of the City address on Tuesday, March 5th, to a packed council chambers. Issues addressed include new development in the city, including redevelopment of the Chen and Haverhill music buildings and the New Heights project, improvements in the Mount Washington neighborhood, and the city's future master plan. You can watch the mayor's full State of the City address on demand at HC Media's website, haverhillcommunitytv.org. Possible Dreams 2019, Team Haverhill's annual community visioning event, drew over 125 people to share their ideas and ambitions last Monday, March 11th. Participants broke into 19 idea groups with popular topics including a cleaner and greener downtown, increasing reading levels for K-4 students, preservation of the historic Powder House building, and creating a Queen Slipper Shoe Museum. HC Media was there, live streaming Possible Dreams that evening, and the video is being rebroadcast on Channel 22 beginning next week. Check the HC Media TV schedule for dates and times. Superintendent of Schools Margaret Murata has unveiled a new redistricting proposal for the school year 2019-2020, which would see the former St. James Elementary School repurposed as a middle school. This will alleviate overcrowding at other city middle schools and free up space at the Constantino School for potential renovations. The proposal also includes plans to close the Bartlett, Greenleaf, and Crowell kindergarten centers, with kindergarten students instead attending their zoned elementary schools. Haverhill resident Casey Godin of Bradford's Premier Martial Arts is running in the 2019 Boston Marathon this year for a good cause. He is part of the CU Kids at Heart team, dedicated to helping children dealing with neurological diseases at Boston Children's Hospital. HC Media's intern, Deirdre Grant, went down to learn more about how Mr. Godin's raising money for the race with a unique strike-a-thon event.
I got started in martial arts about 9 years old. I was playing a baseball game and two older kids wanted to come kick us off the field, and I verbally tried to stand up for myself, and unfortunately ended up being those two older kids actually ended up beating me up. So my grandmother, my grandparents, and my parents signed me up for martial arts the next day, and in hindsight it was the best thing that ever happened. My business has been around for 21 years. We've been in our current location for almost 7. Our main system now is something called Krav Maga. Not many people know what that is, but it's really a strictly self-defense based martial arts system. There's really no sport to it. We also teach Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Muay Thai kickboxing, and Kali weapons training. I believe it in everyone's life at some point, you're gonna have to either physically or verbally stand up for themselves. Probably many times in their life. And you need to practice for that, just like anything else. If you want to be an expert at anything, you have to do it thousands of times. The number one thing I learned from martial arts is that I actually have value. I can actually affect hundreds of lives at the same time by teaching martial arts. Because every physical move that the kids learn in classes with us, there's a mental benefit that goes along with it. I still train martial arts, not just training the physical part of it, but what can I learn mentally, being more disciplined, more focused. I still teach that to myself every day, still training. I have many reasons to run the Boston Marathon. In 2014, when the bombings happened, I was pretty affected emotionally. I definitely wanted to do some kind of fundraising. I didn't know how at first, but then I ended up finding Credit Union Kids at Heart, and I was raising funds for not just people affected the bombings of that. I was raising money to help kids. Our fundraiser coming up, the Kick-a-thon, basically every child is supposed to raise a certain amount of money, but also try to do a certain amount of combinations in a 5-minute span. So we've been training them for the last couple of months to get ready for that. And at graduation on March 30th, the kids have tried to do as many combos as they can. If anybody in the community wants to get involved, you can always look out for a member of our school and sponsor them a few dollars. Or you can always call the school. We'll always need volunteers. We're going to actually need people to actually count how many combinations each child does. And we're going to need people to hold mitts and hold pads for the kids that are involved in the Kick-a-thon as well. The goal of the fundraising is to teach myself and to teach every student that I have that with all of our physical advantages and all of our hard work, we should be able to use that for people and children who are less fortunate than us. My students are learning the value of training super hard, but not just for yourself. Training super hard to actually help out people that have challenges. So we're looking forward to this month of raising a ton of money for kids, but also teaching every single student that I have the value of helping out our community. I hope to accomplish at the Strike-a-thon to raise another $14,000 for funds for Credit Union Kids at Heart. We've raised $6,000 so far this year. The goal is to make 20. So we have a long road ahead of us, but I think with some help we can actually reach that number.
The guys working hard for a great cause. Again, the Strike-a-thon fundraiser is happening Saturday, March 30th at Hunking School. Now I am going to send it over to my wonderful co-host Dave Schultz on set with Emmaus's Margot Regan, from whom we're going to hear about this year's highly anticipated Stepping Out with the Valley Stars competition. And not only do we have Margot, but we also have the current reigning 2018 Valley Stars dance champion, Travis Brown. Dave, over to you.
Thanks, Lindsay. And I am joined here tonight by Margot Regan from Emmaus Inc. and Travis Brown, defending dance champion. Before we talk, we're going to watch a little segment of your championship dance from last year.
You know it. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the 2018 Stepping Out with the Valley Stars, a benefit for Emmaus. Who's ready to have a fantastic time tonight? Yes.
Here we go.
Angie and Travis coming out right now. We love them. Yeah. Big crowd favorite tonight. So let's have a great big round of applause right now. Angie and Travis dancing the flamingo.
Por el camino del desierto, la idea de mezcal. Te vi por en la noche, ella estaba a la entrada y la campana ya sonaba.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Travis. Let's hear how you did.
Yeah.
Lane.
Lane, what do you think?
Travis, your reputation is right there. You are a top chef. If that dance were a meal at the Haverhill Country Club, it would be a rich, flavorful paella.
And
All
I
right,
think
let's
it's the
hear
moment of
who
truth.
takes the crown this year. The
Super
winner
official. The winner.
of the 2018 Stepping Out with the Valley Stars is... Yeah, we are.
We're gonna do this together. Travis Brown! Woo! Travis! Unbelievable. Travis and Angie, everyone. Travis and Angie taking home the dance trophy.
Travis, how do you feel?
I feel like I want to go to Disneyland right now.
It ain't over for you. You get to come back next. Angie, what do you think?
Look, I got something to say.
Oh, he's got something to say, everybody.
Margot said if I won this tonight, I could come back and do any dance I wanted to do, right? Next year. So we're gonna do some hammer time next year.
All right. So Travis, everybody is going to want to know after watching that, are you going to be doing the MC Hammer dance this year?
You know, we'll keep it a surprise. How's that?
All right, I'm on the edge of my seat.
You have to at least tell me. So.
Well, you know, we'll see when we get there.
All right, before we talk about this year's event, Margot,
Yes.
tell me about Emmaus. What do you guys do there?
Yep. We are a nonprofit community housing organization. We're located here in Haverhill. We've been in existence for 31 years, and we help homeless men, women, and children rebuild their lives. We provide emergency shelter as well as 97 units of permanent affordable housing. So we have lots of support services, different programs to look at each situation individually and figure out what is the best approach to get everybody stably housed. So,
Fantastic. Yeah. Wonderful, wonderful. So the event coming up
Yes.
is April 6th.
Yes.
What is the event?
Yes, it's Stepping Out with the Valley Stars. It's our 5th annual gala. So it is a very unique fundraising event. It is a spin on the show Dancing with the Stars. So
Okay.
we select local celebrities, people who are well known in the community, and they learn how to dance. They have 2 to 3 dance lessons with professional dancers, and they will do everything from hip hop to salsa to flamenco to jazz, and they'll perform, and there's judges, and there's the opportunity for the guests to buy voting tickets and select who the next champion will be.
Neat.
So,
And you are defending champion?
I'm defending
You were
champion,
last
yes.
year's celebrity
Yes,
defending
yes,
champion?
I was.
Fantastic.
I am.
All right, so
yes, yeah.
who were some of the celebrity
Yes.
guests this year?
So this year we have 7 celebrity dancers. We
Okay.
have Digna Johnson from Merrimack Valley Credit Union. We have Jennifer Borslow from Borslow Insurance. We have Melissa Coe, who won the opportunity to dance at last year's event. It is a special auction item that we have. So if people are in attendance and they really want to get up on stage the next year, they can try to win that opportunity. We have Guy Cooper, who's a police officer here in Haverhill. We have Jose Oliver, who's a manager over at Auto Fair Subaru. We have Vinny Ouellette, who's the Human Services Director here in Haverhill. And we have Jason Petro from CEO Beverage. So,
Wow, fantastic, fantastic. So that's going to be a nice cast for
Yes,
this year.
very cool.
Very
Yeah.
nice. And so, are you going to be making an appearance there at the?
Oh, yes, I'll be part of the opening act, and then I'll do my dance. We'll make a decision on what we're going to do.
Special dance.
Especially dance.
Wonderful,
Yes.
wonderful.
Oh, yes.
Okay, so the event is April 6th.
Yes.
And if people want to get more information, you can go to emmausinc.org for event information and for information about Emmaus Inc. in general. And now I'm going to send it over to Lindsay, who is with our celebrity guest from Cakes by Erin. Lindsay?
Thanks, Dave. Can't wait for Stepping Out with the Valley Stars, April 6th at the Blue Ocean Music Hall. So now I am here with our celebrity guests. As you can see, Erin Erler and Christine Barton, both from Cakes by Erin and recent winners of the Food Network's Winner Cakes All.
Yep,
Is that
Winner
it?
Cake All.
Yeah, I
Cake
love
All.
it. Winner Takes All, Winner Cakes All. So how did you guys get on the show?
So this was my 5th time.
Oh, wow.
I got an email requesting, are you interested in the new show that we have?
So they actually email you.
They emailed me. Yep.
Because you've been on, like you said, 5 times.
Yep,
I
this was my
remember.
5th time, and they emailed, and you have to, go out as a partnership with somebody, and there's nobody else, that I would take. Christine is it.
It's amazing.
No
yeah.
doubt, no doubt.
Yeah.
And so they emailed us, and we said yes, of course, we'd love to, and went out there, and
I think it's so cool that 2 women from Haverhill going out there to Los Angeles, right?
Los
Yeah.
Angeles.
Film this show, so amazing. And in your spare time, when you're not starring on Food Network, you run a shop here in Haverhill called Cakes by Erin.
Cakes by Erin.
Yep, up on Broadway. And then Christine, you work with Erin.
I work with Erin,
right?
yes, yes.
Okay, very good. So I heard you're going to be making something today that you made on the show.
So what we're going to do is one of the pieces from our round 1 was a topper for a cake, and we did a psychic medium table setting. So we're going to make the crystal ball for you today,
yeah.
and
Excited.
kind of replicate what we did on the show.
Okay.
And show you how to do that.
Sounds
So,
amazing.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Christine's going to start with the sugar.
Yes. So what our crystal ball is made out of is isomalt. So this is isomalt,
Okay.
and you can just melt it down. And what's really great about it is that you can, if you mess up or if it breaks, you can just remelt it. It's not like regular sugar; it can be remelted.
Okay.
So that's what we are going to start with.
So it's a kind of sugar that can you buy that in the grocery store?
No. Well, what we do is we order it online at different
okay.
cake vendors, stuff.
So the advantage is just it melts easier.
Yes, and you can remelt because with regular sugar you can't really remelt it because it'll just burn. So pretty much once you do it, that's it. All right, so now that the sugar's all melted, I'm just going to pour it into this mold that Erin and I made. So you just pour it in there.
That's so cool. How did you make the mold?
We took a glass ball from
Christmas ornament.
Oh yeah, Christmas ornament. Thank you. From the store, and you put it in a container, and we mixed up there's a special silicone mold for food, and we secured it in there and poured it around it, and you have to let it sit for like 24 hours, and then cut it and take the ornament out, and then you've got the shell, the hollow bit, and then you use that to cast your sugar molds.
Oh, that's such a clever and low-cost way to make a mold like that.
Oh yeah.
It's awesome. There's tons of different ways to make all sorts of molds for different pieces to use for cake decorating.
Wow, very cool.
Yeah.
All right, so now that I have my sugar in the mold, I'm just going to spin it and make sure that it coats the entire inside of the mold. Let's see.
I love this homemade mold, so cool. So you guys, just so you know, Christine was telling me she's an alumni of Whittier Tech culinary program.
Yes.
So you must have gotten some of your skills over there.
Absolutely. They taught me all the basics of, baking, culinary, front of the house. It was amazing. I loved my time there. And it really helped me in college as well.
And then I heard Erin was telling me a story about how you came in actually when you were in high school looking for a job.
She did. When she was 16, she came into my shop and was looking for a job, and I didn't have any at the time for the counter or anything like that, and I had to tell her no. And then she came back a few years later through her internship through Johnson & Wales, and one day while we were just working at our 2 stations, something just clicked in my head, and I looked up over at her and I went, "You came in when you were 16, didn't you, and applied for a job?" And she was like, "Yeah, that was me." I felt so bad that I turned her down, but she's very persistent, and she came back.
It pays off.
It
All
really
the high school
does.
students that are watching, persistence pays.
That was the only internship I was going to do was work for Erin.
Okay, so now we let this sit for a while and harden up, right?
Yep, we're going to put this into the fridge, let it harden up, and then we'll take it out.
Okay, great.
And while that's doing that, I'm just going to quickly make the base of the crystal ball, which is really just rolling out some fondant and cutting some circles, putting a little detail in with the tools, and then we're going to run the lights up through it really quick. So
I can smell the chocolate from here.
Yeah.
It looks like a big Tootsie Roll.
it tastes like a Tootsie
does.
Roll.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
amazing.
It's really good.
So it's really just a couple quick circles, nothing fancy.
And this is just how you did it.
This
on
is
Food
exactly
Network.
what we did on the show, and you
Only
just
had
kind
an
of.
hour, so.
And we had a lot more pieces on the display that we made, so to be able to do this pretty quick and get everything made pretty quick was a huge asset, I think, because we're able to put more fine detail into our display, and that was one of the things that they loved. They loved that it told a story,
Yes,
and they could clearly
absolutely.
see what was represented there for that. So
Yeah, I think we have a photo of that, so it's just, you can see it's
Yes.
extremely intricate when you look at it.
yep,
Yeah.
absolutely.
And you're competing with people all over the country, so you gotta have a little extra
Yeah.
something.
And everybody, they're such professionals, and they're bringing, huge talent to the table. So you really just want to make sure that yours stands out as much as you can when you do it.
Right.
So, like I said, it's just 2 quick circles. Smooth the edges. You can use a tool because you want it to look like a wooden stand, and just kind of give it a little texture. Like that. Texture the sides. Just gives it a little something.
So cool. That's awesome. To make it almost look like wood.
Yep, you just give
Yeah.
it like a little grain, a little straight lines on there. And then what we'll do is, because we're going to run that up through.
You guys must do this like all day, you do all these creative, amazing things. I mean, you make cakes for people all over the place, right?
We have been so fortunate to be able to make cakes for different celebrities and music artists and all the Boston sports teams and everything. We've made stuff for the Red Sox when they won the World Series, and Bruins and everybody, and different artists that come to town and stuff. So we've been very fortunate with what we do to be able to
And I know you used to
make
be up
some
on
amazing
Canosa
cakes.
Avenue. You've been doing this for what, a long time now, almost 10 years.
This is,
Right?
almost 10
Yeah,
years.
yeah.
And yep, we were on Canosa. And
And how long have you been with Erin, Christine?
I've been with her 5 years now.
Yeah.
Okay,
Almost
yes,
6
you both
years.
have
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
experience
Yeah,
under your
so
belt.
We've definitely worked with each other long enough to know that we
Pros
make
over here.
an awesome pair.
Oh my gosh. I love this. I love how it lights up. That is the coolest thing ever.
I think that was one of the elements that they truly love the most, that we
Yeah.
really brought that extra
That
to
extra
it.
pizzazz. Yeah, it was really, I think they really felt it was extra creative. you
Right.
know?
Where can you find something like this?
Michael's?
The lights we got at
Okay.
Michael's
Yeah,
Crafts.
Michael's.
Okay, so like
Yeah.
a cake decorating kind of thing? Or is
No,
it more
No, it was
just
just like decorative.
Okay,
Like
yeah, just for
holiday,
crafts kind of
decorative
thing.
craft,
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
little decorative lights that you can put into a vase or
gosh,
put
I
into
love it.
anything.
So clever.
So we've got this. And now, normally you don't leave this stuff, you don't just go, okay, there you go, it's done, and there's the battery pack. With our display, we covered ours with fondant,
Okay.
so it looked like a deck of tarot cards.
Oh, cool.
So we kind of hid it in our whole kind of display.
In plain sight, yeah.
Exactly.
Yep. Yeah, and they didn't know at first.
Yeah, they tried
were,
to guess where the battery pack was because they knew obviously there was a battery pack somewhere.
Yeah.
And they were shocked when they
that
said
we
it was
hid
in
it
the
in
cards.
that pack. So now if we want to put the crystal ball onto
Yes.
it.
So once we were to take it out, it would come out just like this.
Magic of television. We have one made. It looks just like glass. Can I touch it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh my God. I would never know that wasn't glass.
Yeah.
Okay,
So then we
now the
just
tricky part.
feed it through.
Yeah. Oh wow. It looks like it has a lot of little like lightning bugs inside of it. So cute.
All right. And then we were to just kind of place it on top.
Oh my gosh, that is
And then
amazing.
this was hidden.
That was the deck of cards.
That is
So,
amazing.
and then
Look
you
at
have our
that.
light up crystal ball that we made.
So easy to do. Okay,
Yeah.
so you make this with your sugar, melt that in a mold, make your base. Could you use Tootsie Rolls? Or like, where can you get chocolate fondant if you don't know where to find it?
I use Satin Ice, so I
Okay.
order it online.
Okay.
I have suppliers that I get that stuff from. But you know, there's different grades of it, and you can get some at Michael's craft stores. You know, AC Moore, like we're sponsoring Michael's right now.
I know.
But you can get it at any craft store or
Okay.
anything like that, and
Okay.
buy fondant there
Yeah.
to do it.
Yeah.
Or you don't have to use chocolate. You can make it with a brown color. I love the smell of the chocolate. So
And it tastes good.
tastes
It
really
smells
good.
really
Yeah.
good, you guys. Thank you so much for coming on the
Thank
show,
you.
Erin and
Thank
Christine.
you for
And
having
you guys,
us.
you know, you can watch them on the Food Network, and you can watch them here on HC Media. But visit your store over in Broadway. And thank you so much for coming on. Now we are going to throw it over to my friend Dave, who has some amazing Irish step dancers with us. This is one of the highlights of the night. And
Thanks.
over to you, Dave.
Thanks, Lindsay. So it is the month of March, and what better way to celebrate St. Patrick's Day than to be joined by some Irish step dancers from the Bracken School of Irish Dance. I'm going to get out of the way. Wait till you see this. Wow, guys, Mr. Bracken must be so proud of you.
That was fantastic. These kids are from the Bracken School of Irish Dance in Salisbury, and they've all been dancing for many years. As you can see, they travel all over the country competing. I'm going to have you guys introduce yourselves, so tell me your name and where you go to school.
I'm Megan, and I go to Winnicott High School.
I'm Connor, and I go to Winthrop High School.
I'm Sarah, and I go to Triton High School.
I'm Ian, and I go to Beverly High School.
I'm Lily, and I go to Newburyport High School.
Very good. So as you can see, they come from all over northern Massachusetts and New Hampshire to dance at the Bracken School, and we're so happy to have them tonight. You can see them all over during the month of March in the area. So, Dave, that just about wraps up our March show. What'd you think?
I feel very lucky to have been part of it with you, Lindsay.
That's why we're wearing the green. So we'll see you next month for our April show, where we'll have more fun surprises in store. I'm Lindsay Paris for the Haverhill Journal with my co-host Dave Schultz. Have a wonderful month, and we'll see you next month.